The sky wasn't big enough for both of them. The flak exploded in black puffs below his wings, but Lieutenant Jack "Hawk" Harrison barely flinched. At 21, he was already on his 15th combat sortie in a European theater, strapped inside his burly Republic P-47C Thunderbolt, nicknamed Bessie. She was a beast, heavy and fast in a dive, with 8.50 caliber machine guns and a cockpit that could take a beating. But today, the sky over Belgium wasn't just dangerous. It was mocking him. Because he was up there. The German ace. They called him König der Luft, King of the Skies. No one knew his real name. But every American squadron in the 56th Fighter Group whispered his legend. He flew a sleek, black-nosed Focke-Wulf FW-190, faster than a bullet and always alone. He didn't just shoot you down. He played with you. Toyed with your fear like a predator. And now, Jack had spotted him. He was circling above a smoking B-17 formation like a vulture, taunting. "Eagle 2, this is Hawk," Jack said into the radio. "Got a bogey at 1 o'clock high. I think it's him." "Break off, Hawk," came the garbled reply. "Stick to formation escort." "Orders are." But Jack had already pulled back on the stick, Bessie climbing into the cold, blue chaos. The FW-190 noticed him instantly. Instead of fleeing, the German ace turned, slowly, and did something no Luftwaffe pilot ever did mid-battle. He rolled inverted and saluted. Jack's heart skipped. It was a challenge. And God help him, he accepted. They clashed above the clouds. The P-47 was a tank, tough but heavy. The 190 danced like it weighed nothing. Jack tried to turn with him but lost altitude every time. The ace kept slipping behind his tail, letting loose short, taunting bursts, too short to hit. He was playing. "You want a show, Fritz?" Jack muttered, sweat trickling down his spine. "Let's dance." Jack didn't fight fair. He pushed into a dive, using the P-47's weight as a weapon. He screamed downward at 500 miles per hour, nearly blacking out. The ace followed, still toying, still smirking in his mirrored canopy. Jack pulled up hard, then flipped Bessie into a vertical climb. An old move from training days, meant to bait. The FW-190 bit. The German closed in for the kill. And that's when Jack cut throttle and kicked the rudder. The Thunderbolt yawed violently. The ace overshot. For the first time, Jack was on his tail. "Got you now," Jack whispered. He squeezed the trigger. The .50 calories roared, tracers streaking across the gap. He saw flashes as rounds stitched the 190's right wing, but not enough to bring him down. The German rolled left, barrel rolled, and vanished into the clouds. Jack followed. The fog swallowed everything. No sound but the rattle of the engine and the wind. Vision narrowed. Time warped. Then, the sky to his right lit up with gunfire. A trap. The ace had doubled back in silence. Bullets tore into Bessie's left aileron. Red warning lights screamed. Hydraulic fluid sprayed across the instruments. "Not today," Jack yelled. He pulled a hard right, engine groaning. Bessie stalled. Spiraled. Smoke filled the cockpit. Then, silence. The FW-190 came into view again. And hovered. Not literally, but it felt like it. It was directly in front of him, nose to nose. Floating there. Taunting him. The German wagged his wings slowly, as if saying. Then the ace turned and spared him. That was the mistake. Because Jack Harrison wasn't beaten. He was enraged. He rerouted fuel. Shut off power to leaking hydraulics. Bessie coughed back to life like a wounded animal, but still alive. He pushed her into a shallow climb. The FW-190 was cruising east, probably heading back to base. Jack didn't call for backup. He didn't warn his squad. This wasn't about duty anymore. It was personal. He followed silently for 5 minutes. Studied the ace's habits. Noticed how he drifted slightly in turns. How he tapped the rudder before pulling up. How he always assumed no one could follow him home. Jack waited until they were alone over the Ardennes. Then, he throttled up. The FW-190 flared in surprise. The ace turned again, fast and graceful. But Jack was faster this time. Fueled by adrenaline. Guided by rage. They danced again. Lower now. Trees flashed below. Jack didn't aim. He hunted, waiting for his shot. Suddenly, the German pulled straight up, a desperate climb. Jack followed. His vision tunneled. Black edges crept in. G-forces crushed him. But he held. At the very top, the ace stalled, just for a second. That's when Jack fired. The rounds ripped through the fuselage. The FW-190 burst into flame mid-air. The ace ejected, but too late. His chute didn't open. The king of the skies fell, a black figure tumbling through orange smoke. Jack landed hours later on fumes. Bessie was leaking, smoking, shaking, but alive. His ground crew stared in silence. His squadron commander rushed out. "You disobeyed direct orders, Lieutenant." Jack saluted. "Yes, sir. I did." "Why?" He didn't answer. But later, in the quiet of his bunk, he whispered. He thought the war was a game. He forgot we bleed. In every war, there's always someone who thinks they can rise above it. That their skill, their arrogance, will shield them from fate. But up there, at 20,000 feet, it's not about taunts or tactics. It's about heart. And on that day over Belgium, the man with the bigger heart and the heavier machine won. Even kings fall.